What's up guys, welcome back to the official guide for House of the Damned. This map has just launched and today I have for you the Easter egg guide for the map along with the hardcore Easter egg. Let's get into this. Your first step is to try and escape the house. Once you've done this you will be given a story mission. You must now do challenges to turn the power on. So the first step is in the spawn room you need to flick this lever. Once you've done this you will see 3 light bulbs light up with 3 numeral digits. On the top of the house, the middle of the house and the bottom of the house you will find these different levers which also correlate to one of these numbers. Every game is different so you're going to need to do your own levers. So in my game my numbers were 6, 3 and 5, which meant I had to find the switch with 6 on it, the number 3 and the number 5. Once I flick these switches in the order as shown, we can move on to the next step. We must now go back down to the basement and interact with the power switch yet again. A circle will spawn and you must stand in it. Once you've done this, you're on to the next step. Go back to the kitchen area and now you'll be able to interact with this machine and you must get hag kills. Kill the hags within the circle. Once you've killed the hags, you'll be able to move on to yet another step. You must now turn different valves, and in order to do this you need to locate them. On the middle floor of the house and the top floor of the house you will be able to find X's on the walls. Your job is to melee them. Now sometimes you will get dud ones which will not have a lever. Other times you will get the ones with the lever and these are the ones you're trying to get. These can be a little tricky to find, so if you have a squad of more than 4 then I suggest only one of you do them. Once you successfully get all 5 we are on to the next step. Now head back down to the basement where you will find a box with a number in it. Your job is now to go to 3 different valves, but you don't have to interact with each of them. I'm going to try and show you each of the valves in this video. Unfortunately, I didn't run to each of them, but luckily they're quite easy to find. Your job for this step is to try and equal the amount that you have just seen on the green box. Your job now is to note down the different numbers for each of these valves, and then you need to interact with them to create the number that is on the green box. So this step is a little bit of maths. For me, my number was 115, so now I needed to locate the gas valve with the numbers 42 and the other gas valve that had the number 73, together making 115. Once you have done this step you now need to open the furnace. To do this you must now go to the mannequin room. There's going to be a button on the wall that you can interact with and this is going to make one of 3 different areas light up. You must go to where the purple light is and you will find a combination. This is very similar to the Cursed Lands of Lavenock's library code. So remember the code and now head back to the blast furnace. Now input your code and the symbols that you saw on the wall. You must now gather zombie entrails just like you did on Lavenock. To gather entrails, kill zombies. Once you and your friends have gathered enough entrails, add them to the fire. Once you have successfully done this, you are now able to leave the house. Now we are on to our next step. Now you have access to the courtyard area, you must go over to where the rune is. This is going to start our next quest. Now head over to the wishing well where you'll be able to find a cross. Interact with this cross to pick it up and to move on to the next step. Now head over to the graveyard where you'll be able to interact with this coffin. Once you've done this, similar to how the Cursed Lands of Lavenock had statues that you had to destroy, you must locate and destroy 4 different urns. I will show each of the locations on screen now. These urns can only be damaged when they are lighting up. Once you have destroyed and damaged all 4 urns, you're on to the next step. Head back to the graveyard and you'll be able to get dynamite out of the coffin. Now take the dynamite to where you picked up the cross at the wishing well. Once you have done this, it will destroy the well. Now you can jump down, head on inside and you'll be able to access a room you weren't able to access before. You have now successfully unlocked the corpse grinder. You're going to need it for this Easter egg, so make sure to pick it up. For the next step you need to go inside of the house with the corpse grinder, as you're now going to collect the hearts of 3 different corpses. A corpse can be located on each level of the house. So for this step you need to go up to the corpse and then shoot it with the grinder. Once you do this you'll be able to interact with it to pick up its heart. Another location for the corpse is inside of the supercharge room. Do the same again, shoot it with the grinder and pick it up. There is also a corpse location inside of the basement. Once you successfully gather all 3 hearts you must now take them back to the ritual site where you'll be able to place them. Once you place the hearts you are now on to the next step. Now head to the mausoleum where you'll be able to find yourself a head. This head can be used to locate hidden secrets around the map. You want to use this head in order to locate the Book of the Dead. Now using the head, go to the basement tunnel tunnels where you're going to be able to locate a secret hidden passage. You must now interact with the wall. Once you do this, the message will change to only in death will you find the way. Once you are sure that you are definitely on this step, you must now kill yourself and go down. Once you go down, you must go back to where we interacted with the wall. You will be able to go through the wall and you will be able to interact with the Book of the Dead. If you're worried you're going to lose a life token, don't worry, as you will not. Once you interact with the book on the table, you will come back from the dead. You must now locate 3 different symbols around the map that are protecting this book. Your first symbol location can be located inside of the closet right next to where you get the elixir of life. Our next symbol location can be located inside of the spawn area next to the furnace. And our final symbol is next to the Pop Shock's perk machine. Now you've interacted with all 3 symbols, you can head back to the Book of the Dead and you can pick it up. Your job is now to take the Book of the Dead back to the ritual circle and place it down. Now we're on to our next step. Head back into the house and interact with this painting. Now Abraham, Isaac and the stranger are all going to spawn and you must take them out. Each boss you take out will drop a piece of this painting. Once you successfully taken out Abraham, Isaac and also the stranger, head back to the portrait and put the missing pieces in. This will now reveal the Price family and a circle will now spawn and you must collect zombie kills. Once you have successfully collected enough blood, you can move on to the next step. Now pick up the painting and go back to the ritual circle where you can now place the painting down. For the next step, we must now escort the father. He is going to take you to 4 different locations and at each location you must get kills. He requires roughly about 10 kills at each location. Use the head in order to locate the father. He can be a bit tricky to locate, so if you're playing co-op, have your friend hold out the head so you can see where he's going. It seems he always follows the same path, and the first location is the mausoleum. A circle will spawn and you must be standing in this circle whilst getting kills. Once you've collected enough, he will move on to the next location. Get kills at this location and then he will move again. And he's going to move again, and I wanted to show you guys the path that he takes. So get some more kills as he stops and eventually he will move again. You are basically doing a full loop of the map and you will end up back at the ritual site. Once you successfully do this step, you have completed the main Easter egg. And now you can take on the super awesome new boss for this map. This is by far one of my all-time favourite bosses on Sker Ritual yet. I love the idea that he has a chainsaw and that it gets huge. The guys at Wells Interactive have worked so hard on this. So we're not done. If any of you guys want to do the hardcore Easter egg, then I have you covered. As inside of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the steps for the hardcore Easter egg. One guide, one place. The first step of the Easter egg is as you leave the boss arena, you will see this green glowing orb. You must now interact with this orb and you'll be on to the next step. Currently inside of this guide, I only know 3 of the lamb locations. It is possible that there could be about 6, and I will include any of those in a description as we find out more. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you the 3 that I found. There is a lamb location in the house grounds just outside the boundary. Another lamb can be located inside of the bedroom on the top level of the house. Another lamb can be located on top of the roof. An honourable mention that we had in our game was one was found inside of the Mannequin room. Unfortunately, I don't have any gameplay for this. Another way to find them is to listen out for the stranger sound. For our next step of the hardcore Easter egg, you must go back in the house and go to the top floor where you will see this pig corpse. Now you need to shoot this pig with the corpse grinder. Head back down the stairs and go to the basement and you will see a pike with a pig head on it. Interact with this pike. Now head back upstairs and go back to the pig corpse. You must now shoot the corpse again 2 more times. Go outside and find another pike with a pig head. This pig head on a pike can be located next to the shield to adjust the difficulty. Once you interact with this pike, go back inside the house and go back to the pig corpse. Once you are next to the corpse, you'll be able to hold interact on it. Congratulations, you have successfully done this step. For our next step, we need to go back to the mausoleum where you get the head. On the wall, you will see different heads of different animals. You will also see a little roulette which has numbers. Your job is now to go to 3 different locations around the map and count the noises. Each location is tied to an animal, and each of these animals are tied to a head inside of the mausoleum. The 3 animal heads and animal sounds that we're going to be hearing are a pig, a lamb, a dog. Our job is now to count each of these animals' noises. For example, when I stand in the graveyard, I can hear a dog barking. If the dog barks twice, I would go to that roulette wheel and I would put that number to 2. These are each of the locations for each animal sound. The sound of the dog could be located next to a gravestone. The sound of the pig is located next to the pig corpse. The location for the sound of the lambs can be found next to the ritual site and the talking policeman stand. So once you count the amount of sounds you can hear for each animal, you can now input them into the roulette wheel. Once you successfully do this, you will be given the head back again. Your job is now to find 3 more items around the map. A lamb symbol can be located behind the stairs inside the spawn room. Our second location for a lamb symbol is inside of the house on the first floor, under a barrier. Our third and final location for one of these lamb symbols is outside in the courtyard area in a tree stump. You must interact with this twice because you're going to interact with it on the symbol and then you're going to pick up a medallion. Now go down the well and take this medallion to the storage room where you'll be able to insert it into this trophy. Your job now is to get zombie kills. That's right, this is a Soulbox, so all you have to do is get kills within the radius of this trophy. And once you successfully get enough kills, you will hear a confirmation sound. Congratulations, you're on to the final step. Now head back to the mannequin room where you're going to be able to interact with the box that is similar to those that we have interacted with before. This is going to spawn a lamb that you must escort to the ritual site. If you guessed it, congratulations, you were right. This can be a little tricky, so make sure you have your elixir life and you have your perks. Once you successfully get the lamb to the ritual site, you have completed the hardcore Easter egg. Well, kind of. You are now back on the boss fight. Unlike the first time round, this one is a lot more challenging and a lot more harder, and it does have boss fight music, so well done Wells Interactive. I'm really happy and impressed with this boss fight. But there you have it. That is the Easter egg guide for House of the Damned. I had the privilege of playing with Lucky Sevens and Empler, even though Empler had some technical issues with his stream and also had some issues with people in his stream. I had a load of fun. It was really awesome getting to know Empler. It was awesome to be able to hang out with Lucky Sevens. But anyways guys, I was Super7, you've been absolutely awesome. I will have you guys covered for House of the Damned and any of the guides that you need here on the channel. So make sure that you turn on post notifications to stay up to date with the latest and greatest news coming to Sker Ritual and its community. Anyways guys, I was Super7, you've been absolutely awesome, and I do have a guide coming out shortly for the super secret song.